Just test whether you can hear me. Okay, that seems good. Hi everyone. Yeah, I know it's not time for streaming normally, but I wanted to stream on my constraint solver for a while now. And yesterday I was a little bit tired, so that's why I'm doing it today. But I will stream later today on Project Euler as well. So this will be quite a different stream. I will mostly just do some minor refactoring work, but I will check the chat once in a while, hopefully relatively constantly, to see whether you have any questions on my constraint solver. If you have, it's the best time to ask me. Yeah, let's get into it. So my constraint solver, you can find it on GitHub. Just search for ConstraintSolver.jl. So it's written in Julia. Obviously, all my stuff is on Julia now normally. So just give me a second. I have to answer chat. So the goal is basically to have a constraint solver which is easily extendable, and I use it for basically for teaching and learning about constraint programming. It is in version 0.3.0 at the moment, since, I don't know, 4 days ago. And yeah, so it started last September, and I blog about it. I don't know, I think I have 25 blog posts. There's one missing here. So, like, I don't know, more than twice per month I blog about it. I also blog on some other things, so you can check out my blog opensource.as, where the E is missing in the open source, just to have the TLD part of the URL. So I just published the blog post on verified constraints 2 days ago. Oh, I think I will publish a blog post today, actually. I don't want to miss that. So it's written already, and it's out for Patreons, for my Patreon subscribers. I have to publish it today. And you can have a list of all the posts here. So it started basically on just some simple setup and backtracking stuff. So also have like a small series for the first 8 parts. So this is like here. So that's why I'm doing it now basically as well. But let's get into it. Oh, maybe I walk you through the code for a short amount of time, and then I will create some refactoring issues that I want to handle. So basically, I have this source folder and a test folder for the tests, quite normal. I have like a really long, what is, oh, okay, it looks weird. I think I use a different font on my laptop. Okay, so this file is relatively long, and I want to break it up into some more parts and hopefully add some more documentation to it. Then we have some general files, so I have like a file for all the structures, a little bit ordered, then how to, like the default implementation of the structure. Have something for traversing. Here you can see I need some more doc strings probably. Like for table logging. I can show you also. It's quite reasonable to have. Oh, by the way, if there's someone in the chat, maybe you can tell me whether the sound is good or not. So I think I will do like a very small example. Video is lagging behind. Oh, by the way, hi Dragoni. You mean the sound is off by the webcam video, basically, because it's the webcam is from my smartphone, and so the video is lagging behind. I'm just wondering whether there is an easy way to Hi, I hope you can hear me. I think there's a bit louder. I didn't change anything, to be honest, but I can also, I think sometimes I speak a little bit quiet, so I think it should be louder now. I think there's somehow a way to align. Okay, I think there's some way to align the audio with the video, but I hope it's not too bad. What the hell happened? Oh, okay. I haven't used my computer for the constraint solver for a while, and because I normally use my laptop, but that's not good enough for streaming, and I had to update Jump to a different version. Do I have? Is there something to? I don't know. Just install it. Yeah, that looks better. I had to bump it from 21.1, I think, up to have support for a different constraint type. Yeah, so it's bumped from 21.2 So afterwards it should work, I think. Anyway, let's continue. I have like a directory for constraints and a subdirectory for special constraints. They all have their files. So table just includes the other table constraints. Hope this works now. Then I started with the all different constraints for the Sudoku solver. Also to support jump. So maybe I hate this browser. Or I don't know, I have to configure it differently maybe. So this is basically the mathematical modeling package of Julia. And do they have? Quick start guide, sounds good. Yeah, so you define a model, add some variables to it, and you add your constraints. And because all of the solvers in Julia, which should be, oh no, I think that's not the getting solvers. So all the solvers listed here. So this is mine as well. The constraint solver is not listed there yet because it basically is nothing from the normally linear, non-linear, fixed integer type because it's a constraint solver, which is not really supported by jump, but hopefully it will get better. So there's one guy working on it to support some real constraint solvers, not like my fun project. And I hope that my solver will benefit from it as well. Okay, it's the pre-compiling. Yeah, that's sometimes takes a while in Julia to pre-compile stuff, but afterwards it's quite fast. So by the way, Hydrogony, what are you doing? What are you working on? Haven't seen you in the chat before. Are you working on Julia as well? Probably, otherwise you probably wouldn't have found my my stream, right? Cosmology. That's quite nice. Sounds interesting. Where do you do your PhD? Yeah, so it loaded. So we can have like a shorthand because constraint solver is quite... okay. How do you like Julia when you're not... Estonia. That's nice. That's like 2 p.m. now, I reckon. So you're more coding from the other, I don't know, coding not because you studied computer science, but you study cosmology, and then you, whenever you need something to be done, you have to code it yourself, I guess. Would like to know the percentage of Julia users who are actually computer scientists. And because I think we have quite a lot of PhDs and do like biology and stuff like that. It's quite interesting. So then we can do... Oh, I forgot to include jump. And then we can add some variables. So we have to define into which model we want to add them. Then we have, I don't know, let's say 9 elements, and they are bounded. So that's important for my constraint solver. and they have a lower and an upper bound, and they have to be discrete. So that's why you have the integer afterwards. And and then we can add the constraints. So for example, x in. So some of the constraints are so-called set constraints. So we have some kind of like the variables, and we have a set. So this means if we optimize, it should basically just give us that it's solved, hopefully, if there's not a huge bug in my constraint solver, and that they're somehow all at like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They just have to be all different, which is like the constraint for Sudokus. It just takes a while for the first time. Like now it takes 3 seconds, which feels long, but now it just solved it. So, okay, that's because it was solved already. So if we do that again, it's quite fast. And then we can get the status, which is optimal. So optimal can mean, or like basically means that it found the optimal solution, because we don't have an objective, it just found a solution. And now we can do this, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, as mentioned, or as guessed. But it could be also line 8, 7, whatever to 1, or like any other permutation. So this, if you're new to Julia, this is the dot broadcasting syntax. So it basically, for every x, it calls this function. And as mentioned before, a constraint solver is not the typical use case for jump. It's more like for linear, nonlinear programming. So that we have float values, even if we set it to integer. They're by default they are float. It's just that they can be casted or converted to integer. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I see what you mean. Normally I have my terminal on the right, but I think I changed it for this because I think it's more reasonable. Let me fix that. Thanks for mentioning. Oh, yeah, you haven't seen anything, I suppose. It can be like there. Okay. Yeah. That was stupid. Okay, so let me go through it again. So we define a model. We add some variables to it, which are bounded and discrete. Then we have added our constraint, which is of type all different sets, which is only exists in my constraint solver, because normally the other solvers don't have that. And then we have to optimize it. We have 9 variables and 1 all different constraint. We have like a table output, and get the termination status and the values. So the problem is solved. And then there are some other kind of constraints. So the normal linear types. something like, so because it's solved, I can't really add anything to it yet at the moment, which is an issue, but we can have this, for example, which would make it infeasible. And we can have this smaller than, bigger than, and equal. What else do we have? Yeah, I think the last one is, or then we have indicator constraints, which only make sense if we have like a binary variable and then so this would mean if b is 1, then we have this constraint, and we can write it like this. So if b is 0, then we need to have this constraint, and if it's if it's inactive, we don't care about the constraint inside. Then the verified constraint is this one, which means if this is fulfilled, then it's 1. If this is 1, then it's fulfilled. If it's not fulfilled, that's 0. So it's a bit stronger than the indicator constraint. And the last one is it's quite rainy outside. Is to have a list of possibilities. So we could define the all different constraints this way as well, but it's slow, where we just put all the permutations inside. All right. Okay. Yes. Then this mass opt interface directory is basically one level below jump. So it handles all the constraints, and so I, for example, don't support constraints like these directly. I only support this, but we can just multiply by -1 and then it works. But this is handled by a mass opt interface. Yeah, so if you have any questions in between, just feel free to ask. So we have to define all which type of constraint we support directly, and otherwise, for example, we support less than constraint, which is this one, but we don't support greater than constraint. So it gets bridged by mass opt interface directly. Just some general things for mass opt interface are all here. I had to define my own constraint for the reified constraint because it's not supported by jump, but I can extend jump, which is also like explained in my latest blog post. Then all this, if we want to get the solve time, we can get it, the status, and so on. And yeah, which type of variables we support. So we can also have to think about it a little bit. I think the syntax for it is wait, what is the syntax for it? Yeah. So if we have, for example, a variable x, we can have 1, 2, and 5. I don't use it that often, so that's why I forgot the syntax. But it's quite handy to use it from time to time. Okay, so there are some definite things I want to change, which I think. For example, this one is not a constraint. It's part of the all different constraints, so it should have an extra folder, stuff like that. One thing I often have is, I don't know how to search best for it. So I have like IND for indices. Okay, don't want to have benchmark included and probably test docs. And sometimes I have IDX for indices. And I think I prefer, I can actually check. Okay, I use IND, but for indices, which I think is fine. So here I have index, which is quite weird. So that's one point I want to change, is to have IDX everywhere, I think. So, and yes, I'm doing some documentation. It's on the list, but maybe not for this stream. So that will probably take a while, but has to be done. Should have done that like from the beginning, but yeah, sometimes I don't look that far ahead. So as mentioned before, that's yeah. That file has like 1000 lines. That is not. It was just the starting file, basically, and there's quite a lot of stuff in it now. Yes. I think that's. And I think this is. I'm not sure. So these are types which are normally handled in types, and it's called table logger uppercase, which is probably not a good name because it's not an own module, which could happen in the future. But Yeah, I have. Okay, maybe we go into this one. Hope that works. Oh yeah, I have something like a load level interface. So I worked without using jump before, and then moved everything over to jump and smart opt interface, which was a huge step, but well, it was quite useful. And I think I don't have anything in the low level interface which is super useful as I moved everything now. Have to think about that, or oh yeah, maybe I should have a function for pruning. One for bounce. I hope this is a reasonable structure to have more files. I think it's easy to have more files than long files, just to navigate in between. And I probably have some functions which already have like a better file name. For example. Yeah, so maybe not. Maybe they can just be inside Objective, which already exists. What else? New solution, backtracking. Yeah, this function is also quite long. Yeah, that's way too long. Wait, is this the end of backtracking? No. Okay. This is the backtracking. What's too many lines for one function? Yeah, this. No, I think I can have like an info file. Solve is also relatively long, and I think that's okay for now. Yeah, okay. Okay, I was just confused. All right. Let me start with this one. Oh. Right. Okay, I thought I moved something. Yes. Please. Okay. So yeah, a bit about the general how it works in general may be quite useful. Okay, yeah. So for example, this one is a low-level interface, which I think I don't need. But we have some functions for initializing the constraint type. So we have simple basic constraints, all different constraints, linear constraints, table constraints, and stuff like that. Then this will be called once to initialize the constraints. This is for bound computation for each constraint. So yeah, for example, for the all different constraints, if we have like the variables, the values possible from 1 to 9, we just have, why is it taking? Oh, okay, just to revise. The sum is 45, so it can't get bigger than 45 or lower than 45. It's basically fixed to 45. If we have the sum out of it, we can of course have like an all different constraints of 9 variables over 100 values. Then looks different. Then we have like a real lower and upper bound. Then we have the prune constraint, which is basically if in the search space we set this one to 1, all others are not allowed to be 1, which is the very basic one. Another one is if we have like possibilities 2 and 7 here, 2 and 7 here, and 2, 7 and 9 here. In a Sudoku type of all different constraints, so where we need everyone, we can fix this one to 9 because 2 and 7 have to be in one of them and can't be in this one. And that function is also quite long. Okay. And then we have check whether if we set an index to a value, which I think, yeah, I think I will add this to here because it bugs me all the time. That's its value and then index and not index and then value. I don't know why I did this in the first place. What's it called? And oh, someone joining from YouTube. Hi YouTube. I hope I'm able to see your comments if you make any. It's always strange to use Restream for me. Okay, I think I will be able to see it now. Okay, I hope the audio is still fine. Okay, sometimes it looks weird in my OBS studio. And yeah, then we have if the constraint is solved, which is also methods. And all these methods exists in each of the constraints, and it's just handled by multiple dispatch which constraint type is used. So this is used if the constraint is in all different constraints, the function is a vector of variables, and the set is in all different set internal. basically if it's in all different constraints, this is done, but you have more possibilities of dispatching. For example, this is all a low-level one, which I think I will. So for example, linear constraint is for less than, not equal. Equal sum. Oh yeah, the naming is quite. Is quite weird. Yeah, so they all have the linear constraints and then just have a different set type. And that's it. Okay, so I have done that. How about do we have? So because running the tests takes a while, I just make a small maybe using linear solver in between. And have subtypes of test functions. So it's not really a sophisticated test case, it's just whether it breaks something immediately. If that makes sense. And then we want to have that it's solved, first of all. I think it's, yeah. And have to think about how to, I think this should work. And then we can test currents. Then we can just check whether I messed something up completely. So I have always, I like the structure of having like the test folder for all tests which I run in run tests, and as well as having a current folder where I can just do something and don't, it's in git ignore, so it doesn't show up on GitHub, for example. Oh, there's something like that. Just missed it. Okay, perfect. That still works. So yeah, because of, I don't know whether I can scroll. Yeah, because of using revise, all the changes I make in the module are changed immediately. so that I don't have to reload everything. That's all handled by revise. It's weird. I think I never used my my desktop machine for programming like this. All right. Let's meet. That's. Oh yeah, I can. I think I will just edit it if I have. Oh man, to edit it already. Oh no, it was correct. Read it wrongly. Okay, and then let's do the most boring one. I don't know whether there's like a better way of doing it. Yeah, okay, let's start with this first. So yeah, it gives us the next branching variable. So basically, it could be also called variable and not indexed at all. Let me think about that for a second. And I probably don't want to call that weak anymore because I will did some changes in between. The branching parabola. So what it does is if we basically need 2 steps every time, and that is creating a new node, creating a new node, and then check on which variable to branch on. Yeah. Do I want to call it index or variable? I think indexes. I think indexes. And yeah, this one checks like which index to branch on. Definitely needs a more sophisticated way of determining it. So at the moment it checks which variable was the most or was the cause for the most infeasible sub-branches, as well as checking whether it's in the objective, and also, for example, I think I didn't have it here. In our 2.7 example, if we have like 9 possible values for one variable and only 2 possible values for another variable, then we choose the variable which only has 2 possible values because we have like a 50% chance of getting it right instead of a 11.111% chance. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. I changed my mind. I think I want to, because it will remove quite a lot of codes. I will do low-level interface first, and I will remove the low-level interface. So the low-level interface was, I should have some test cases for it. You see that the structure of my test cases was also not yeah, having a way of like adding variables directly, and then being able to add constraints like this. This was needed to have like some way of representing the problem, which can now be, and then I had to define like how to handle equals and stuff like that. But I think I don't need that anymore, and I think it's quite a lot of code that can be just removed. So probably, oh, I think I can do that. Probably, no, that one is wrong. Okay. Maybe, I don't know, it was weird. Okay. This is just, so I never use it inside of my constraint solver. That's a good sign. Oh, I can also like create a pull request, a draft pull request already for the other parts. I don't know whether it was a good idea to have. Yeah, I think it's much more reasonable to have this here, actually. I think I just and then the tests are run in the background. Okay. Then add constraints. Okay. So this is just comments. Oh. Okay, I need this probably to be able to add a constraints just if I want. So at one point, it's quite nice to combine constraints. So if we have like a equal sum constraint, so just a, or like, I don't know, a constraint like this, and A and B are also all different, then A, B, and C are also all different, then it's reasonable to add A and B are all different, and combine it with this to get some more information. Stuff like that. It's a little bit more complicated than this one. But I need it for here. That's quite good to know. But I don't want to have the other one. One other thing I just saw is for each constraint, I have like the constraint internal structure, which includes every field name that has to be implemented by every struct, like the indices it's working on. And I don't want to type .std.indices all the time. So I will probably, I think it's called get property. I have to implement it such that all the field names can be accessed directly without performance issues. I don't know how to do it like at the top of my head, but it should be added to here. Okay. This will definitely destroy something, but as mentioned, I think it's the right famous last one. Did I broke? Something weird is going. Sometimes I don't even know where. Can't even find it here. Super weird. Did it? Okay, it works now. Okay. Okay, then in the test cases, I might need to rewrite the test cases or check whether it tests something which is otherwise not tested. I want to lose that. So I know this is a little bit boring, no? So please ask any questions if you have any about the constraint solver itself, and I try to answer them. What did I want to? Fixed all of them. Okay. Let's run some tests. Before I push it to GitHub. Oh no. Okay, I have to solve that because it's also recording. It's also recording it locally. So what can I remove? Can also move something to extra. Julia takes a lot of space. Or what do you mean? Okay, I think I can move it to a different. So can you clarify what Julia stuff takes up so much space that I can clean Hydrogony? The base package. Yeah, that's probably not a good idea. Okay, I moved all my streams to the different disk. I have 8 GB left. That should be enough, at least for this stream. And then I have to think about a different solution. Maybe thinking about whether I need them. Okay, so far it looks good. Because I think all the weirds are they coming later? What is the small special? Oh, they are coming now. Oh, okay. I think it's also like a really bad name. Okay, that works fine. Yeah, okay, that one is closed. Not change coverage. Oh, I hate this. And I can only restart all of the jobs because of some code coverage stupid thing. Or is there any way to? I don't think that there's any way to run them and not run all of them. No. This one. Oh. Okay, because I have this weird syntax here. Okay, that's good to know. So I need this equal syntax for this. I haven't used which videos are you referring to? My YouTube videos, or are you streaming? I think I used Atom only for some debugging stuff, and like performance measurement because it was quite nice integrated. But I normally always use VS Codes. Oh yeah, so on my blog I have this one post for profiling where it's quite nice to have like it integrated into Atom in a visual way. So let me check. Yeah, you might mean this one. To have this output of, I think it's speed, like how much time is spent in this part and in this part. But I used, afterwards, I used pprof anyway for a different output. But I normally only use VS Codes. Okay. So no worries. What are you using? Are you using Atom, VS Code, or you said you're not coding that much, right, at the moment? Atom, okay. Yeah, because have you noticed? Oh, I don't know that they're moving everything to VS Code. Yeah, so they have like, I don't know whether that's. Oh yeah, because I just started the REPL in the non-VS Code way. Yeah, they're moving everything over. But is there anything you miss from Atom? I don't know. I think Atom was always a bit slower, like startup wise and stuff like that for me, than VS Code. And I didn't miss anything besides the profiling, but I didn't miss it for long, so I switched to something else anyway. Like debugger is also integrated in VS Code now. And they have these panels of workspace. They have the okay, yeah. I understand that. It's always a hassle to get to a new code editor. That's true. But I like it. I think you, after a while, you will enjoy it as well. How do I fix this? It's a linear. Okay. So basically, I have all the indices and I think I want to have a way to create a linear constraint from indices. As well as coefficients. And then just have to check what Scala affine function. Okay. Terms constants. Oh, yeah, I need a constant. Oh, I need like the right hand That is part of this. Okay. Just some type of concept. Don't think about types too much. And so are you interested in constraint programming, or why are you watching? It's a vector. Okay. The general workflow. Okay. Yeah, I don't know whether this is a good workflow, but wait, how do I do that? Maybe you can learn something from it. So just be sure that everything in DC that works. And then for can start now with calling it index this way. Zip. And then oh yeah, that's not really performance to push it to it. This should be links. Should be checked there. And then we can think this will work. And then we can do Scala of I equals coefficient and variable index. Yeah, I think that should work. Sometimes one has to be careful with indices in the jump and mass opt interface way, because they sometimes get mixed up, but it should be fine for you. Okay, and then we have constants, which we can just scalar affine function. Takes in the constants, and then we can return linear constraint of this. Yeah, what I'm thinking about currently is that I have this parameter t for all the so how to say it? As mentioned before, mass-opt interface works with floats all the time, but I mostly work with integers. So only coefficients can be floats, but all the variables have to be integers, or the values have to be integers. So sometimes it's faster to use, or jump uses float, let's say that. Mass-opt interface is, you can use whatever you want, but then you have to use the lower level interface, mass-opt interface instead of jump. And I support both of them with this parameter t. I'm not too sure how to access that. So what I was thinking, so the main points is that here I want to define the coefficients with the correct type. What if I do, I'm not sure, can I do, it's too bad. Okay, because I think I might be able to use L type of the constraint solver model, and then have the length of the outside indices. What is going on here? Then I have one of that, and I also have the sets, which is equal to this. This might work or might not. Do you have to? Let's just. I'm not sure whether I have to. It might be useful if it fails. It will probably will fail, and I don't see immediately the problem. Oh no, don't choose Prune Parabola. Okay. Anyway. Then it might be useful to create an extra small test for it. Probably copying the one that fails. I already streamed for 1.5 hours. Crazy. It's a long list. And so later I will stream on Project Euler in 2.5 hours, if I remember correctly. So 6 p.m. in Estonia. But that's probably I don't know, it's more interesting if you are like a beginner to Julia, like Julia code in general, but there's not much workflow involved because it's not a big project. Or like doing some mathematics from Project Euler, doing some benchmarking, stuff like that. And it's probably a bit more organized than this one. Probably should have at least moved it to be tested at the beginning, but I already forgot which specific test case. But yeah, if this element type works, I can also okay, that's probably not. Okay. That is not what I wanted. Hey, Jacob, you're streaming in half an hour, right? Do you have any idea? So I'm working with parametric types. I'm not sure whether you have worked with. How much did I? Why is this not working? So weird. So something like this, how do I get the value of t without checking like the type of x, but only having access to points? Okay, so yeah, that failed. Okay, yeah, gives me any. That's. I think I have to. Wait, you're working on GitHub issues? I thought you have linear algebra stream today. Or is it? I don't know. I'm not sure about your Wednesday. What you're doing on Wednesday? So oh, okay. Your linear algebra repository is the one. Yeah. So it's sometimes quite nice to have a point which may be integer for pixels or having it floats. I don't know, abstract string sounds a bit weird to me. But yeah, just to have like an extra thing you can tweak, and then you can access this as a type of the inputs. Um, what? Oh, no, I don't want to. Weird. Okay. Good. This is hacky. I don't like it. $322. That's quite nice. How long did you stream? Hacky is the best, yeah. Okay, let's move that up a bit. Oh, okay. Yeah. I haven't done my vocabulary for Chinese for like 4 months. And I always get the emails, and it's super funny. It says you need to review 1,000 vocabularies, but I only ever learned 700. It's super weird. Yeah, I don't know. Got distracted. And always when I'm like, sometimes there's like a small shift in my life, and then like all this stuff which I normally do like every day, it's just like I miss a day and then I just don't start again. It's super bad. Will that help me to use it? Wait, I clicked on. Oh, your first star. Let me check it out while the tests are running. Oh, you need documentation. Oh, a mathematician. Yeah, I normally like a special app for learning Chinese, like only for learning Chinese. It's okay. It's okay. I just sometimes it's a little bit frustrating when you're looking for something, check whether there is a Julia package for it. No, it fails. And then you see, oh, there's a package and it doesn't have documentation. Okay, this is definitely different. Oh, because it's... I see. So this one gives me the variable and not just the index, which I basically don't need, right? And it worked because it's a vector. Which basically means, because I don't need the variable, just need the indices. That should be fine. Yeah, I would like to just test the failing test case, but I think there's no way doing it. Guilty for the lack of documentation. Yeah. I think I fixed my documentation by just blogging about it. And then I say, oh, if you're interested, just check out the blog instead of reading documentation. But yeah, it's also something I have to work on. But it's quite a big project. Why? Oh, because I didn't restart. Okay. While the test cases are running, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, or you have to like work on everything on Twitch, so stream about it and then save the streams on YouTube or stuff like that, and then you can link on to YouTube. But I think blog is easier to scroll through and stuff. Can be closed. I fixed it. I've also fixed. Need more unit tests. Yeah. So yeah, I think the biggest one is I would like to be able to get more test cases, so larger test cases, and maybe having a flat sync reader would be quite nice. Yeah, this is just if someone wants to be working on the constraint solver without needing to know anything about constraint programming, that's the good issue. Of how to like have a better way of describing what should be printed in the in the table when optimizing. Okay, I really have to check this differently. Okay. All right. See you, Jacob. So this needs also a scalar f. And this is also the parameter. So this time I can do I don't know, just where t is some kind of number, real, whatever I use normally. Yeah, I don't remember what it should. Maybe I can test. I think this also needs. Good point. Oh, but that works, and then it's just okay, whatever. Weird, but okay. Then hopefully this will work now. And otherwise, let me check. That should probably just work as it is. What? Okay, just wait. All right. I will also be right back. Have a small bathroom break. See you in a second. Perfect. I'm back and I see it failed. Oh, test not defined. Yes, that is correct. So maybe it didn't fail. No, something failed. Something else failed. Okay. So this should. Did I even start? No, I didn't even call the function. Because it was a macro. Well, because it was just a syntax. But okay, what else do we have? Okay, I think I just have the same problems. Okay, I think I have a bigger problem. What is God, where does it start? Oh, okay. So long. Can't even see it. So yeah, I think I will. Yes. That work. I'm always wondering what's the working directory constraints. And it should be yeah, okay. I have so many other functions. Depends. It's in this one. Sudoku function. So for here, it has to be like from that. That's always what I find strange. Like here, it's dependent on where I'm here, and here it's dependent on where I'm like in the file and not from where I included it. And I think it makes sense. Oh, and this one would be annoying. But yeah. So it seems like no solution was found. This is why result empty. So that would mean that there is kind of bigger error. Oh, wait. But then it should say that it's not optimal. Because I call this, that might. But this is not really the problem, because it's bounce error. So yeah, okay. So there is some other type here, which probably is useful that we create it. Let's just. So yeah, it says infeasible now. Hmm. Not what I want. Okay. 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 Oh. Oh. I think I found the issue. This one be zero constant. And I think I want to have that such that the constant is 0 every time, and the sets so what do I do here? Oh no, that okay. Do the oh no, they're doing it. Oh, doesn't matter. Should be. Just wanted to have that the right hand side that the constant is 0. Yeah, that the constant is always, and I only work with the right. Okay, that works fine. So this is, I just wanted to check whether it's optimal and everything works out as expected. Then, hopefully, the final test. And I think I will stream, so I have to get some food, bring a book to the library, and have to stream in 1 hour and 50 minutes again on project. So I will not stream for that long anymore. I think I will, if the test cases pass, I will push it to GitHub and check whether there is some issue with like dead codes that not tested with code coverage. Not that, so it takes like 10 minutes. I don't know. We will see, and I can then do some work on some other part in between while it's getting tested. So I'll stream for like 30 minutes more. I think that should. Yeah. What else is up in the world? Any news? Oh, by the way, Jacob, are you back again? You're streaming in a second, I suppose. I was just wondering. I think there's no issue anymore with visa in the US for students, right? I heard something like it's resolved now, but only with like half of my ear. Of 2 ears, only half. All right. I thought that there's might be one more way I do stuff like that, so I wanted to change this. Then I have outside indices. This is still correct. Need to change the equal to. Okay. It's just a test whether it works on Julia 1.5. Okay. Oh yeah, maybe this can be. Okay. Maybe I just use the link. No. Why do I always close all this? Okay. And this seems to pass. That we can back. To the structure of before. And hopefully the test passes, and then the CI testing can start a little bit earlier. Okay, then I think I can work on get property. So maybe I do that in type, but it's not. I don't know. It's not types, not type inits. but I don't want to create an extra. Constraints internal. Maybe it's util. Yeah. Maybe just put it here. Okay, whatever. Standards constraint. So let's start with this. So this is a constraint and a symbol. And yeah. So wait, what? Oh, because I see. I was just wondering, all the chat messages disappeared, but I closed the browser and now it's gone. So I don't know if anyone typed in a chat message in the last minute. Maybe you want to type it again. Sorry about that. I think that was not your chat message. Okay. So what I basically need is, I don't want to define it myself for each. I stream for like 10-15 minutes. And then I'll stream again on 5 p.m. So in 1.5 hours at 5 p.m., right? Yeah. So yeah, this might. So you're streaming now for 2 hours? One and a half. Okay, then you can rate me later for my project Euler. Let me check how that works again. So I've never used this before, so I have no idea whether that works. Um, get property of and this will be this. Um, I'm not sure about this $sign here, but seems to be reason. Sorry for switching. So, okay, yeah. Possible method, yeah, possible. Everything. Oh, as for simple, fair enough. So I thought I have it. Oh no, it was not correct. But I have some kind of error. Hi, Ival. Have you worked with code generation before? And can you tell me what's wrong with this one? I need your help. Okay, maybe. What? Oh, that was weird. Okay. But I thought it's what is this? Thought it's a symbol. It's a symbol. So the idea was that this works. Didn't give that much information. Okay, maybe I did something in between row. No. Test. Okay, then field is not defined. Where is field? Because it's in the E. Okay, I don't know. I probably need it in both because it's an evaluate, right? But strange. Why is this different to this? Hmm. What? This is not called generate. This is something. What about? Okay, that works. This is function. Anything. Sorry. This not working. Okay, here we can also test stuff like this. That works. This is so strange. Why does it have to be defined first? Yeah, I am a little bit confused. Okay. There's also some thing here. Anyway, I hope we were able to do a tiny little bit. I will try to find out how to do the get property stuff with the evaluation, or I don't know, some kind of other way. And yeah, me do something very quick. Okay, yeah, this one, for example, can be removed. But anyway, if you would like to check the stream in 1 hour 20 minutes on Project Euler, would be great. And on this one, I might stream again tomorrow just to continue the stream if anybody is interested. So yeah, see you next time. What the hell is that? Oh, yeah. This seems... Okay, anyway, as some of you might know, I normally blog on the constraint solver instead of live streaming it, which works better. And I created a Patreon page last September and get some support for paying for server costs and stuff like that, and also some extra support since then. So I get $28 every month now, and I have 5 patrons who spend more than $4 a month, and you can see them here. They get special shootouts in every live stream, video, and blog post. And if you are interested in the constraint solver or just want to support me, for $1 per month, you get early access to my blog posts 2 days earlier. Oh, yeah, I have to publish the other blog post as well, by the way. Anyway, see you in about an hour. I need to get some food. See you.